Mike Tyson has fired off a serious warning to Jake Paul ahead of their much-discussed showdown. Tyson recently kicked off his training camp, immediately turning heads with the explosive speed of his punches and the raw power he continues to display despite his age.
Day 4, it was okay, but you don't know what you got in store, baby. You got to face the God of War. And get ready, baby. Fire in the house.
New footage shows Tyson grinding through an intense workout alongside trainer Rafael Cordero, concentrating heavily on pad drills and cardio conditioning. As the session wraps up, Tyson delivers a cold and intimidating message aimed directly at Jake Paul, leaving fans stunned. On top of that, Tyson has issued yet another brutal warning regarding the upcoming bout.
Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao was big, but culturally, you versus Jake Paul, like this young YouTuber takes on one of the greatest heavyweight champions that's ever lived.
I love that. Sounds good. Hey,
oh
everybody, listen. Continue,
Are
please.
you listening to this? If he's willing to do it, you know how crazy it is if he's willing to do it?
I saw Jake Paul. I was in St. Bart's. I don't know who you... I was on somebody's boat, and he was...
During a conversation on Joe Rogan's podcast, Mike Tyson opened up about an encounter he once had with Jake Paul. Tyson explained that the two unexpectedly crossed paths while spending time in the same location. According to him, the moment happened aboard someone's yacht, where Paul also happened to be present.
All right, put a picture of me and
his
him
brother's great, too. Logan's a really nice guy.
Please?
But my point is, that fight would be gigantic. Because, first of all, everybody would want to see... What?
Let's do it, Jakey!
Joe Rogan reacted by emphasizing just how enormous a Tyson versus Paul fight could become, noting that global attention would likely surround the event. Tyson appeared fully on board with the idea and responded enthusiastically, making it clear he had no issue moving forward with the matchup.
Contract, big boy. Sign the contract.
No problem. Saturday, July 20th. See you there.
Tyson appeared fully on board with the idea and responded enthusiastically, making it clear he had no issue moving forward with the matchup. Point 5. Campbell Hatton, however, has raised concerns over the public reaction to Tyson's training footage. He believes many fans are becoming convinced that Tyson is completely prepared to compete at the highest level against Jake Paul, simply because of the clips circulating online. Hatton suggested the training videos may be strategically helping justify the contest in the eyes of the public. Hatton explained that while Tyson still appears incredibly dangerous in short training bursts, people may be overlooking the bigger picture. He stressed that Tyson's age cannot be ignored, pointing out that lasting through multiple rounds and taking punches at 57 years old is vastly different from looking sharp in practice sessions. Hatton also worried about the message the fight could send to younger audiences who have become captivated by Tyson's viral workout clips. He warned that if Jake Paul were to stop Tyson because of age-related decline, younger viewers, unfamiliar with Tyson's legendary career, could walk away with the wrong understanding of boxing. According to Hatton, many new fans have entered the sport through YouTube boxing, making the situation even more sensitive. Meanwhile, Jake Paul wasted no time responding after Tyson questioned whether he still wanted the fight. Paul quickly answered online with a direct response. Yes, I do. Riding momentum from 3 straight wins, Paul heads into the matchup with confidence, though his most recent victories came against lower-level professional opponents. In a recent interview, Paul admitted the entire experience still feels unreal to him. He described laughing after their first face-off because he could barely process what was happening. Paul recalled stepping away from the moment in disbelief, trying to fully comprehend that he was actually preparing to fight Mike Tyson. Fans are now wondering when the official press conference will finally take place. Although no formal announcement has been made, insiders suggest it could happen.
Mike Tyson's last professional fight was nearly 20 years ago in 2005, although he did have an exhibition fight with Roy Jones Jr. 4 years ago, where Jake Paul, on the other hand, has been having fights regular, keeping active, training as good, if not better, than most professional boxers.
After hearing about the Tyson versus Paul matchup, Oscar de la Hoya openly expressed concern for Tyson's well-being against such a significantly younger opponent. The Golden Boy Promotions founder questioned whether this was the right direction for Jake Paul, if he genuinely hopes to build a respected boxing career. Oscar explained that he has long believed of Paul possesses enough ability to eventually compete for a world title, but only if he follows the traditional route through legitimate competition. In his view, facing Mike Tyson at this stage is not the correct path. While discussing the matchup, De La Hoya broke down both the positives and negatives, ultimately encouraging Paul to pursue tougher ranked opponents instead. Even so, De La Hoya acknowledged acknowledged Tyson's frightening knockout power, insisting that one clean shot could completely change the fight. He pointed out the huge age gap between them, reminding everyone that Tyson is nearly 60 while Paul is still in his 20s. Oscar argued that if Paul wants to be taken seriously, he should work through contenders, top-ranked fighters, and eventually world champions rather than relying on spectacle fights. In another interview with ES News, De La Hoya highlighted Tyson's history of facing elite-level opposition during his prime years. He emphasized that punching power is often the final attribute a fighter loses and suggested Tyson remains extremely dangerous because of it. According to Oscar, if Tyson lands cleanly on Jake Paul, the fight could end instantly. At the same time, Oscar admitted there are still questions surrounding Tyson's stamina and consistency over a full fight. He referenced Tyson's exhibition with Roy Jones Jr., noting that Tyson looked surprisingly strong and physically impressive during that performance. Tyson himself has also spoken positively about Jake Paul's involvement in boxing. Back in April 2022, Tyson praised Paul for entering the sport and helping generate attention during a period where major fighters often avoid facing each other. Tyson stated that boxing benefits from personalities capable of bringing fresh eyes to the sport. Reflecting on the moment this week, Jake Paul spoke about how surreal the journey has been. He remembered going viral for knocking out Nate Robinson on the undercard of Tyson's exhibition event years ago. Now, less than 4 years later, Paul finds himself preparing to stand across the ring from Tyson himself to test whether he can defeat one of the most iconic fighters in boxing history. Former Olympic medalist Tony Jeffries, now a respected boxing coach and analyst, also weighed in with his thoughts. Tony Jeffries was asked about the possibility of Mike Tyson attempting to dominate a much younger opponent at this stage of his life. Jeffries responded thoughtfully, saying Tyson no longer has anything left to prove inside the ring. He warned that if the fight ends badly for Tyson, younger audiences may only remember him as the aging boxer who got knocked out by Jake Paul. Jeffries also discussed how the outcome could affect Jake Paul's career and public image. While acknowledging Tyson's legendary status, he admitted the matchup creates a huge opportunity for Paul, more than it benefits Tyson. In Jeffries' opinion, the fight serves Jake's career far more than Tyson's legacy. Former NBA star Steven Jackson also shared his concerns during an episode of the All the Smoke podcast. Jackson, a longtime Tyson supporter, reflected on Tyson's difficult life journey and praised him for overcoming adversity while remaining relevant decades later. Still, Jackson made it clear he does not want Tyson risking his legacy against someone like Jake Paul. Although Jackson acknowledged Paul's success and popularity, he admitted he would strongly dislike seeing Tyson get knocked out. He even suggested that Tyson's deep respect within the combat sports world could lead to intense backlash if Paul were to defeat him in devastating fashion. Meanwhile, UFC light heavyweight contender Johnny Walker offered a more positive perspective on the matchup. Walker viewed the event primarily as a smart business move and praised both fighters for creating a massive attraction. He said Tyson has earned the right to participate in such events because of everything he has contributed to boxing, and predicted the contest would likely resemble an exhibition-style performance. Former world champion Amir Khan also delivered his prediction for the fight, backing Tyson to score an early knockout victory. Khan admitted he never imagined a matchup like this would ever become reality and reminded fans that Tyson remains one of the most intimidating figures the sport has ever seen. Khan expressed serious concern for Jake Paul's safety, explaining that stepping into the ring with a heavyweight legend carries enormous danger, regardless of Tyson's age. He questioned why Paul would willingly agree to face someone with Tyson's level of power and experience. According to Khan, Tyson still possesses the ability to inflict major damage, and he believes Paul may be underestimating exactly who he is dealing with. Even though Khan likes Paul personally, he stressed that Tyson is not someone to casually share the ring with, especially for a smaller and lighter fighter. Khan also wondered whether the entire situation might partly be promotional hype, especially considering both men announced the fight around the same time online. Despite his doubts, he admitted the matchup shocked him and said he genuinely hopes Tyson does not seriously hurt Paul. While uncertain whether the fight will ultimately happen, Khan remained firm in his prediction. He stated that even in his 50s, Tyson is still an extremely dangerous man capable of ending fights with one punch. In his view, if the contest becomes reality, Tyson wins by knockout. So that wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss any upcoming updates.